All right, so even though it's March of 2024, I did want to talk about some quick sports reviews because if you've been following my channel, I do try to do sports reviews for the main events of the year, such as the Super Bowl, NBA Finals, and the NBA All-Star Weekend. So with that being said, I want to talk about Super Bowl 58, just give my sports review on that event. And this was the Kansas City Chiefs versus San Francisco 49ers. It was played in Las Vegas, Nevada. Apparently it was the first one held there in Nevada. The Chiefs won back-to-back since, and the last time this happened was the Patriots in 2004. And these two teams in this Super Bowl, it was a rematch from 4 years earlier in Super Bowl 54. And this is the Chiefs' fourth Super Bowl appearance and third win in 5 years. So they are obviously a dynasty at this point. And they've got my vote. I did want the Chiefs to win this game because I do like Mahomes. Don't really care for Travis Kelce. We'll get into that later. But apparently this is also the second Super Bowl decided in overtime since Super Bowl 51, which is also right around the corner. Now, Patrick Mahomes did win the MVP, and the question is he the future GOAT? Because, I mean, Tom Brady is the GOAT, obviously, but, I mean, Mahomes is young. He's got a dynasty behind him, a great coach, great teammates. The future is bright with him. And the final score in overtime was 25 Chiefs to 22 49ers. Now, for my other random question I wanted to ask you guys, because I'm not a big football guy, just to put that out there. I have here, I doubt anyone will answer, but what is the point of kicking the ball after a touchdown if it's always going out of bounds and then they reset at the 20-yard line? That is my only football question I have for this quick segment, because I've noticed as I watch football, every time they score, the team kicks the ball, right, to reset the other team. But they always kick it way far out of bounds, and then they got to reset at the 20-yard line. So it's like, why don't they just start it off at the 20-yard line? Why even bother kicking it if it's going to go out of bounds anyway? I mean, maybe because the kick could go wrong and blah, blah, blah. But that's just one of those weird things I noticed in NFL and football that it just seems unnecessary because it happens often. Obviously, it's a strategy thing, right? Kick it out of bounds, have them start exactly at the 20-yard line. But I just don't understand the point of the kick if most of the time that's the strategy, to kick it far out of bounds. I'm more of a basketball guy, but even NBA is kind of weird nowadays. So the pros for this Super Bowl 58 is that I did like the overtime ending. I thought it was pretty fun and crazy. Many people think it's scripted, and I have no idea. There's so much sports gambling and sports betting going on. It does make you wonder how things end the way they do. But to have it end that specifically, I mean, just because it's scripted, they still got to score the touchdown, right? So that's where sports gets really complicated or weird with the conspiracies. I did find that it was great field goals with the they broke a lot of records with the field goals specifically. Now the halftime show with Usher was very fun. I do have here, it was some weak singing. That's only because my guy's dancing all the time. It is so hard to not only dance, but sing on top of that. But the dancing was great. It was a great effort. The rollerblading was so fun to see. That's never been done before from what I know. And there was a lot of fun featured artists. Very nostalgic, very fun if you grew up in the 90s and 2000s. And I'm so happy and proud we have an R&B artist headline the Super Bowl, because I'm a big fan of R&B. And when you think about it, I don't think we've had an R&B artist. Mostly pop, mostly rock. We've had our first hip hop one. I don't know if it was last year or the year before that. But I love how they're getting into more like R&B hip hop artists, because it's pop. Like, these are amazing artists that's been doing this for decades. Now for the commercials, I did find it very, very fun. It's either a hit or miss, and I feel like this year was fun. I was going to include the commercials like my other reviews, but I don't have time to do that. But I enjoyed the commercials. Now the cons for this Super Bowl. I thought the game was slow at the beginning. It got very exciting towards the end, but it was kind of slow. Now the main theme of the Super Bowl, as you guys know, because my mother knows, Taylor Swift. Everywhere, annoying. That seems scripted. That relationship seems absolutely scripted. If it is true love, I'm very happy for them. Maybe they have kids, whatever. But for her to just be there, and then Ice Spice was there, it takes away from NFL and the game and the guys. Because now you got someone like my mom. It's like, ooh, that's Taylor Swift boyfriend. And now here I am. I don't watch football. Oh, look, it's Taylor Swift boyfriend. Like, no, he got a name. His name Travis Kelce. Am I right or wrong? But it's just, I don't like that over promotional of Taylor Swift. Now, obviously, the NFL, they're very smart. It has to be strategic. Because now people like my mom had fun watching it. They're like, oh, Taylor Swift boyfriend. Oh, what the fuck? Like, it's really crazy how branding works in regards to brand recognition. So I just didn't like when they mixed the personal side too much with the professional side of the actual game itself and the players themselves. Even Travis pushing the head coach, that's my last con. You know damn well he would not do that to a black coach or maybe a young coach. But since that coach is an older guy, that was extremely unprofessional. Like, imagine going up to your boss and be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I can't believe he got away with that. Obviously, it's out of passion. But something about that guy is definitely rubbing me the wrong way. I think he definitely sold himself out because now he's pushing all this what do you call it? The shots, about the COVID shots. He's like promoting that stuff. And he got like 20 million from that. And now he's dating Taylor Swift. It just kind of seems like all this elitist stuff that's so obvious and weird, and it's interesting how it's going to end. But I guess when people need that money, they need that money. So not a huge fan, but then again, I don't watch football like that, so I really don't care. But I'm sorry to give my rating of the Super Bowl. I enjoyed it. I had a good time because when I'm watching the Super Bowl, there's three things that I always try to appreciate: the game, the commercials, and the halftime show. And I had a good time with all of them, so definitely a vibe. Oh man, but now to talk about NBA All-Star Weekend for 2024. So this was set in Indianapolis. They did bring back the East versus West, so I was so happy they did that because I did complain about that in my last review. Because fuck all this captain shit. Like, I'm tired of who picks who. It's so annoying and stupid. And I love East versus West because that's what I grew up on, like most people. Now, they also did get rid of the quarter point resets, so now it's just a normal game. If you've watched the last couple All-Star games, they do this like charity shit where every quarter is its own game and then it resets. And like, it's just so fucking complicated. Like, let's just play a game and make it competitive. Obviously, this shit ain't competitive anymore, so I'll get to that in a little bit. But let's see. I was personally rooting for the West since I'm always going off my favorite players. And right now, they're just currently in the West. But here's my take on the competitiveness of the All-Star game. Let me know if you guys agree. I think I spoke with one friend. He said, nah, that's a dumbass idea because the players ain't gonna care. But I think they should have All-Star Weekend right after the NBA Finals. And the reason being is because I think these players are scared to compete hard during All-Star Weekend because they're afraid of injury. Because imagine getting like seriously injured during the All-Star game, which is like in the middle of the season. That's not only embarrassing, but also crucial for your playoff run and hopes to win a championship. But if it's the end of the season, end of the NBA Finals, and it's just summertime after that where these motherfuckers play hard regardless, why not play hard in an All-Star game? This way, if you get injured, you have the whole summertime to recover. Because that's the argument, is that these, I'll call them assholes, these asshole NBA players that are rich as fuck, that get played the sport they love, they play hard as fucking practice behind the scenes. So why the fuck are they not playing hard in the NBA All-Star Weekend for the fans? There would not be a league if it was not for the fans. And the All-Star Weekend is for the fans, and yet you're just playing lazy as fuck. It's so hard to watch the NBA All-Star game specifically. And another reason why I think it should be held a different time of the year, it doesn't have to be at the end of the season. It's just, if you pay attention, the NBA All-Star Weekend is the weekend after the fucking Super Bowl. That is way too close from a huge event to have another huge event. It's almost like competing. Like, I'm assuming after the Super Bowl, people are checked out from entertainment or they're just back in their cycle. They don't care about the NBA All-Star Weekend. So I don't like how it's close to Super Bowl weekend. I think it should be far away from that. Let me know what you guys think. But some pros about NBA All-Star Weekend, some positives, is that Damian Lillard won the three-point shootout, which was back-to-back apparently. But I was going for Trae Young. The Pacers' home team won the skills challenge. And then you had a new feature of the three-point shootout with Stephen and Sabrina, who's a WNBA player. And this was very close. So feminist bullshit or not, I found it very impressive that she scored very high. And it was tough for Stephen Curry to beat her. So that was very fun to watch, and congrats to her. Now, Mac McClung won the dunk contest again from last year. It's still fucking bullshit how he's not a player in the NBA, because I think he's pretty good in the G League. And it's just ridiculous. It's almost like they're using him at this point. Because without Mac McClung, who do we have for an interesting and exciting dunk contest? I want to see Mac McClung again in the dunk contest because he's amazing and very talented. But there needs to be either popular players or just players that take it more serious. It's just the same shit every year for the dunk contest. I have here the best thing about the weekend is Damian Lillard in general, and also scoring 2 half-court shots and winning MVP. Damian Lillard put on a hell of a performance for the entire All-Star weekend, so congrats to him. He's definitely one of my favorite players. Now the cons. Friday and Saturday night, they had a new interactive LED court panels that changed the graphics. But in my opinion, way too distracting over time. It's one of those things at first where it's so cool to look at. Like, wow, look at that innovation. But it's like, what the fuck? It's taken away from the game. Like, I can't even see the player. It's too distracting from the actual activities going on in the court. Now, to talk about the celebrity game real quick, this is another thing that really fucking pissed me off this year, because I try to watch the celebrity game if I'm going to do a review like this. Otherwise, I never gave a shit about the celebrity game. But since I'm doing YouTube, I tried to pay attention. And it's just way too serious now where it takes the fun out of it. You have these other fucking skilled athletes from football, tennis, soccer, whatever the fuck. And since they're athletes, they fucking take this shit seriously. And they can, because they have the ability to. You have guys dunking the ball, not even fucking passing the ball, like to my guy Kai Cenat. Like, why the fuck? It's supposed to be for fun. And then I noticed they don't even play a lot of players. Like one of my guys from Backstreet Boys, he was there. Why the fuck was he not? Like, you should be playing these celebrities. Like, just throw them in the fucking game, see what they do. If they throw up a brick, we'll all laugh at it. It's a celebrity fun game. If I want to watch something serious, I would watch the All-Star game, not no fucking NFL player dunking the ball. I used to like it when they would dunk maybe once or twice, but now they're like overdoing it, throwing up shots, not passing the fucking ball. I don't think they should have athletes playing in the celebrity All-Star game. That's my opinion. And I mean professional athletes. Because that's what's cool. What's so cool is that you could have an R&B singer, a comedian, or an actor who could ball the fuck out. And that's good on them. I had no idea they were that skillful, that nice. I want to see that. I want to see one of my favorite actors crossing somebody up. I don't want to see no big-ass fucking NFL athlete crossing somebody up. Like, you're already a motherfucking athlete. Get out of here with that lame shit. Another lame shit. This is the cons. Jaylen Brown. Fucking bum-ass. He's kind of a big-time player, so I guess I respect him for attempting the dunk contest, but his attempts were so lame and just fucking boring-ass attempts. Like, he dunked over Kai Cenat, who's like 5'2", sitting down. I don't even know. And then you look at some of these highlights from previous years, like from Aaron Gordon. What the fuck where have we gone? So I hope I don't see that shit again. I do feel bad for him because so many people are making fun of him online. And in regards to the All-Star game, it's just so boring now. And the reason why it's so boring is because everyone could shoot a three-pointer now. Back in the day, like the 90s, 2000s, you had three-point shooters specifically, like Peja Stojakovic, Reggie Miller, fucking that white guy on the Sixers. The fuck was his name? JJ Redick, your boy Chris. Yes, he be throwing up shots. Yes, he gonna make at least one. But what I'm getting at is, like, there were players who specifically shot three-pointers, and now everybody makes a three. So it took away from the luxury and the excitement and the impressiveness of a three-point shot being made. Like, oh, there's another one. That's why I said when Damian Lillard hit 2 half-court shots, those were motherfucking half-court shots on the half-court line. That is how far the impressiveness has got in regards to the entertainment of basketball. And now they talk about extending the three-point line, making it a 4-point line. Like, so everyone's just going to be chucking up fucking shots? It's really sad where the game of basketball is going due to the lack of defense. Because that's how they're making these shots. Nobody's playing fucking defense. Sure, shoot it from fucking half court. Okay. And they make it because they practice it now. And now you got these little kids doing the same shit. Fuck them kids. Yeah, so never any defense and just lazy entertainment. With all that being said, trash. Bad year for NBA All-Star Weekend. Fuck out of here. Now next, I want to briefly talk about LeBron James. This is another review, sports review, but I want to talk about his 40,000 point milestone. He's the first to score over 40,000 points. This happened on March 2nd of 2024 against the Denver Nuggets, but guess what? They still lost. Bum ass. But he is the first player to reach 40K, passing Kareem at around 38,000 points. So now I think he could get to 45,000 before retiring, and maybe one more ring if he teams up with a superstar shooting guard. Because Anthony Davis was a bad decision since they both are too slow in today's league. I do think it wasn't a bad move going to the Lakers, but it was a bad move teaming up with Anthony Davis because he's big as hell. He always fucking injured. He's slow. Fuck out of here with that shit. Like LeBron needs fast shooting guards like a Damian Lillard. Like he needs, I hate to say it, but like this late in his career, like he needs a leader outside of himself, like a leading scorer. Like, I don't want to say like a Michael Jordan, but kind of like when he teamed up with D Wade. He needs something like that to compete. Otherwise, he ain't get another fucking ring. I would call him a bum ass, but 40,000 points is impressive. And here's why. These are the pros. He's number 7 all-time list in assists. And he probably will become top 5 in assists. But yet he's number 1 in points. So if you don't know shit about basketball, an assist is when you pass someone the ball and they make the shot. How the fuck is he number 7 all time in assists, yet he's number 1 in points? You know what that means? Is that he's not even a ball hog like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant is known for not passing the fucking ball. How the fuck is LeBron number 1 in points, but yet he's number 7 in assists? He's definitely going to be number 5 in assists when it's all said and done. So it's absolutely brilliant when you just look at that stat alone. Because he's not a scorer. He's just a consistent basketball player. Now, I do love him as a teammate. I'm just not sure if I would love him as a leader in regards to trusting him with the final shot. But as a teammate, I think he's an inspiration and a great teammate. He is my top 3 favorite and best player in the world, in my opinion, because I do still think I put Michael Jordan and Kobe over him, and then maybe Steph right after him, because Steph innovated the game. I don't think LeBron James innovated the game. If anything, he made it softer. I'm going to get to that, though. Because he's just a big-ass dude with so much skill and intellect. Okay, so that's my final pro. He's the greatest facilitator of all time and greatest intellectual of basketball of all time. But in my opinion, he's just not the greatest player. Otherwise, he would have been more competitive and won more. Because we're talking about a sport, we're talking about a game. And although you have the most points of all time, like everyone is still fighting for a championship. And when you look at true competitors, they're not going to cry about this shit. They're going to die for this shit. So I just think that is so important. To be the best of all time, you have to be the most competitive of all time. And competitors are the winners at the end of the day. But it is what it is. So for the cons, in my opinion, he was just never this whole review is in regards to his career thus far, how I'm rating it. He was just never clutch enough for me. He's always a pass first guy, and that's just risky every time you do that. I remember watching him growing up. He would pass to these no-name players in crucial moments, and although they are professionals, it's like, you're LeBron James. I don't give a fuck if you miss every single shot. Like, I want you shooting the shot. Because guess what? Kobe shot that shit. MJ shot that shit. And what do we remember? Only the ones they made. And the reason why they look amazing is because, they made so many despite all the ones they missed. But if you're barely putting it up, but LeBron has missed a lot of clutch shots too, though. But it comes back to confidence. And he's flopping like a motherfucker to this day. The reason why we hate when he flops is because of his size. This guy is he's tall and strong, but yet he flops like a little girl. I don't like that. I don't see the point in doing that. I don't know who it benefits, because where I'm from and how I grew up, I don't even call fouls. That's just what it is. Like, you're going to have to call my own fouls. That's how much I don't give a fuck about fouls. Unless you punch me or some crazy shit. Otherwise, like, it's an aggressive sport. Like, man the fuck up. And he's too friendly with his competitors. I feel like he changed the game in regards to that. Like, he wants to play with his friends. When the game is all said and done, like, hey, let's hang out. Let's meet up with our families. I do miss the Kobe era. That's kind of my mentality. It's like, fuck all that shit. We going to war. And I feel like him being too friendly probably did hurt his competitiveness. But despite all those cons, which I know sound horrible, he is absolutely one of my favorite players of all time. And his career is one of the greatest careers in sports history. Although I don't think he's the greatest basketball player of all time, I do think he will have the best stats of all time. Because you look at someone like Michael Jordan, who has the trophies and all this shit. I mean, 40,000 points. Like, LeBron is like inching his way up into all these top 5 lists, top 10 lists. That is going to accumulate to who's the greatest when it's all said and done. So even though I'm saying all this shit now, like, he's not my GOAT, he could be when it's all said and done. I think he has to switch up his team entirely in regards to the roster. But, I mean, I want him to win more championships, right? But for now, his career is great, absolutely hype. And that's it for the sports reviews.